Aloha, and thank you all for coming. The people of Hawaii are scared. They are scared because there's two messages that this building, this legislature is sending. One is, we've got to raise your taxes, maybe the GT taxes, or maybe we got to put all the taxes on the small business community. And we say, that is not the message for the people of the state of Hawaii. The reason we are here today is to say unequivocally, there's no reason to, one, raise the GT tax, and number two, there's no need to pass the 15 job killer bills that are in motion in this legislature. We feel we have the best furlough plan to end Furlough Fridays. We are fully committing and fully funding the return of our students to the classroom. This budget balances without causing any more layoffs of the already 46,000 jobs that were lost last year, and 43,000 are still unemployed. Instead, we have found other ways to fund the needs of the state of Hawaii. Number one, we do not raid the Hurricane Relief Fund, we borrow funds. We decrease the size of the government's payroll by implementing an early retirement program. We also are going to sell off a few of non-ceded lands, 3 parcels to be exact. And the budget gives back the money to the counties, only taking a small portion. The point is, we have taken the best of the budgets that are out from the governor, from the House, and from the Senate, and we used a laser beam, not a scalpel, a laser beam, to really fine-tune over the last 4 weeks all of the line items in the budget. With that, we have a number of things that you will see publicly. Everybody, including our colleagues in the legislature and people in the public, will see this online. It's an interactive spreadsheet, and it'll see the decisions on which our budget is based and how they can be, with interactive clicking, how they can be made. Now, to give us some insight on some of the decisions the caucus has made to restore the funds to the budget, I now turn the podium over to Representative Kimberly Pine.
Okay. Well, the Republican caucus is committed to ending furloughs, and we are committed to give the governor flexibility and the money to end furloughs the way that the people of Hawaii demand. In addition to some of the changes in government that we have made, we made the decisions based on this philosophy. We believe that government has changed since our plantation days. We've created a government that has basically become so large that we've imprisoned people into believing that they cannot live for themselves and help themselves. So the cuts that were made to the budget from the House, we believe, while we promote self-sufficiency, we must also help those who simply cannot help themselves. And that is what government in Hawaii was originally created for. The House cut contracts that would save money for the people of Hawaii. Unlike the House, we did not take any additional reductions or cuts to child protective services, vocational rehabilitation, or youth correctional facilities. Instead, we added $10 million to ensure that we take care of these areas. We added $17 million to the House cuts on the purchase of service contracts for health services. The House cuts took additional monies and contracts for child, adolescent, and mental health, development disabilities, and other programs. So we added $17 million to help in those areas. In addition, we believe that helping our kupuna should be another top priority. So we added $4 million for Kupuna Care and nearly $3 million for our public library system. We believe that we must make it a priority to save our libraries. With regard to education, we stayed away from the House's cut of $18 million to increase class sizes, as well as the House's cut of $14 million to reduce bus transportation. We believe that these are very important areas that we must ensure for our education of our keiki. And now we'll have Lynn Finnegan to close about furloughs.
Thank you. And just to conclude, we're about not raising taxes. We understand the importance of not raising taxes on individuals, families, and businesses during this time. So the top 3 priorities that are represented in our budget is the not increasing taxes. Number 2 is a workable plan to end Furlough Fridays. And we agree with the governor that if we pass out the $92 million, up to a $92 million upon agreement of HSTA, DOE, and BOE, we're going to be able to allow the governor to release the funds that she agrees to with HSTA. So our plan shows that we would borrow from the Hurricane Relief Fund up to $92 million to give the flexibility for an agreement to take place. And the third thing is creating a sustainable safety net. You may not know some of the details that are in our Sustainable Safety Net program, but what we will do is you will find that we have details in our budget plan, and throughout the next couple days we will have follow-ups on the different innovative ideas in order to not raise taxes on the citizens of Hawaii and the businesses on Hawaii. Do you have any questions?
How feasible is it to implement these ideas?
What this shows is a big difference between the Republicans' perspective and the Democrats' perspective in this building. We feel that we do have to make hard choices for the future, but at the same time, we want to show the people of Hawaii that there is a plan. The Republicans are putting forth a plan that you don't have to raise taxes. Is it realistic? Absolutely realistic and possible, but do the Democrats have the wherewithal to make those choices? And at this point in time, with 16 days left in the session, I don't believe that they're going to make some of the decisions that we have.
How much money would be raised from like the early retirement and selling those 3 parcels of land, and is that amount of money equal to the amount of tax increases that are proposed?
What we do is we do have a plan, and it's broken down into all the different fiscal years. So one thing that I do have to mention in the packet there is our 6-year financial plan is something that the Democrats have never offered, meaning a transparent 6-year financial plan coming from the legislature, and that's something we do offer. Through that different minuses and pluses throughout each year, we do make up that amount in no tax increases and cutting some spending.
Okay, well, thank you.
Thank you very much for coming.